Hey guys, and welcome back to Shadowrun. I almost said Shadowrun Returns. Shadowrun Hong Kong. I'm trying to learn a few things between episodes a bit or at least between sessions, because I know that this game's not gonna explain everything to me. So a few things I picked up on. A commenter pointed out that apparently because I'm a troll, half cover doesn't really have the same effect. I think it might still do something, but not as much as it would for other characters because of my size. Full cover still works. I read about essence and cyberware or whatever, like the implants you can get. There's a stat called essence on your character, and it governs your ability to use magic and stuff like that. It's essentially your humanity, and you lose more and more of it permanently as you add more and more cybernetic implants to your body when you get surgery and everything like that. So that leads to you being worse at spellcasting. The main effect I know of so far is that every time you lose essence, I think all of your cooldowns increase by like a turn or something like that. And hey, I also got a nice little tip on this loading screen when I was loading in, which is apparently that every time you finish a fight, everyone's last amount of damage taken is healed. So it's the equivalent of that one spell that people can use that heals your last damage, but it happens to everyone. So there's definitely some amount of helping people out between sessions. That hatch is open, which should take me to the bottom floor. Well, I'm curious. Let's go meet our neighbor, if I can. Is he going to be mad at me? Ractor. There's a whole door over here. Hey, Ractor. It's oppressively hot down here, and the air is full of synthetic odors that grab you by the sinuses and refuse to let go. You can smell engine grease and melting plastic, ionized air, and lead solder. A quick scan of the room tells you why. The downstairs tenant has converted the space into a machine shop. Metal fabrication tools and Duraplast extruders line the walls, and a pair of heavily industrial manipulators hang from the ceiling. A man in a black trench coat stands with his back to you. Staring at a monitor mounted above a sturdy workbench, he addresses you without turning. Ah, I was wondering when I'd meet the new neighbor. His voice is pleasant, cultured. There's a hint of Russian accent in there, and it's buried into layers of nuance. I can't do Russian, so I'm going to ignore that little line of dialogue that they just told me. Please stay where you are. I'll be up with you in just a moment, and unless you fancy an unplanned trip to Chrome Alley, don't touch anything. There are all manner of tools in here that could take your hand clean off. Take your time. I won't touch anything. Ah, you're very kind, thank you. Try to see what's on the screen. The feed on the monitor looks like some sort of design software. You can see what appears to be a slim, spidery appendage of orthographic and perspective views. Hey, that's the settings I can choose in this game. Very, very good. Yes, that's coming along nicely. Very nicely indeed. Oh, hello, face. He turns towards you smiling, and for the first time you can see his face. He has broadly handsome Slavic features and a chiseled jaw. His eyes are like flecks of ice. So sorry to have kept you waiting, Mr. Finch. Grotto Finch. Good to meet you. Ah, you as well. Now, tell me, what can I do for... His voice trails off as a flash of motion catches his eye. With alarming speed, a sinister-looking drone scuttles out from under the work table. Its movements are surprisingly agile and fluid. The machine rears back menacingly, spreading its forelegs in a clear sign of aggression. The man's smile tilts and his tone goes apologetic. Please, don't mind the drone. He can be territorial. But not so long as you remain civil. He will not bite. He extends a hand. Simultaneously, the drone relaxes into a neutral position, lowering its killing legs. Ractor, my mechanical counterpart here is called Koshe. you can do a high five. A pleasure. Shake his hand. His hand is rough and abnormally warm to the touch. He shakes your hand with a solid grip. He probably doesn't have a real hand. It's probably a robot hand. I am pleased to meet you, my friend. In a community such as Heoi, it's important to be on good terms with one's neighbors. I'm going to talk about not having time to chat. I came down here on my own, silly. Agreed. Speaking of which, I'd like to ask you a few questions if you have the time. He glances at the bracer on his forearm, a technical display winks to life, then gutters out. Very well. This morning's casting should still be in cooling for a few minutes yet. That's time enough to talk. When you said this morning's casting, what did you mean? Exactly what I said. A casting that I made of a new locomotive assembly for Koshei. He gestures at the display above the work table. A biometric design, as you can see. This one is inspired by the walking legs of a decapod crustacean, the mangrove crab, to be specific. Holy shit. I'm sorry, I just watched a crab battle for the first time yesterday with an old Metal Gear Solid 3 animation about the mangrove crab, and I'm like, that's just a weird fucking coincidence for me. You designed drone parts in here? He nods. And fabricating them, yes. Wouldn't it be simpler just to outsource it? Simpler, yes, but not better. Here, I have the ultimate control over the entire process, from start to finish, and I have the skills to make good use of that control. Drone architecture was once my profession, you see. Now that I have freed myself of the shackles of corporate servitude, I see little reason to rely on outsiders for much of anything. Koshei is an interesting name for a drone. Yes, I suppose that it is. Not many riggers would name their most prized possession after a villain from a fairy tale. A nod to my heritage, I suppose. Now, and I can talk about the story if I'm an academic, which I am not. What was the fairy tale about? A thoroughly unpleasant person, Koshei the Deathless, he was called, and for good reason. His soul was cleverly hidden outside of his body, and he could not be killed so long as it remained intact. So that's definitely along the lines of Voldemort. Koshei was a villain and a notorious kidnapper of women, but something about him always stuck with me. I suppose that it was a notion of immortality through cleverness that resonated. There was something to be learned from that, I was sure. And so, when it came time to name my beloved creation, his was the first that came to mind. And is your drone deathless, like its namesake? In a manner of speaking, I suppose that he is. I have redundant copies of every piece of architecture, and its core programming is stored on a disk in a secret location. Should he ever suffer critical damage, I can easily bring him back. I had a plan once, to automate the self-repair process. I must confess, it was quite ingenious, but alas, my research was lost. One day, I will reclaim it, and Koshei will become a deathless as the stories claim, but it will not be today. Are you Russian? I think I caught a hint of an accent there. He nods. You have a good ear. I'm impressed. Yes, I grew up in... oh god. Okay. Nizhny Novgorod? Novgorod. Nizhny Novgorod. I don't even slightly have the ear for that. I'm sorry. Went to school there. Started my career there as in the industrial sector. A fairly common story, I'm sure. But I have also traveled a great deal, and in so doing, I have absorbed a number of other languages and dialects. How many? Let's see. If you're born in Russia, what brings you to Hong Kong now? The same thing that attracts many to the free enterprise zone. Opportunity. You yourself are a recent transplant, are you not? Your Cantonese is heavily accented in the style of many UCAS expats. It isn't a criticism, mind you, just a statement of fact. You're right. I'm originally from Seattle. I figured as much. You're likely to have lived in such a great city. One day, after my business in Hong Kong has concluded, I would like to travel there myself and visit the Renraku Archaeology. I have heard many impressive things about the SCIRE. The automated systems that it employs are rumored to be quite impressive. I would like to study them someday. Keeping all this machinery running can't be cheap. How can you afford it? Freelance. At the risk of sounding immodest, I've commodified myself rather well. There are always corporations in need of design consultations. You'd be surprised how lucrative one such work can be, and there's always other work that I can turn into in a pinch. You got some interesting machinery here, not the kind you typically see outside corporate settings. He smiles. The same could be said of many in Heoi, I'm sure. This is a smuggler's den, is it not? Our entire economy is based on people having things that they shouldn't. Is there a particular device that interests you, out of curiosity? Those robotic arms you've got over there, they look like something that's taken from an automated assembly plant. He smiles. His smile flashes brilliantly in the light. Good guess. That's precisely what they are. They fell off a boat, you might say. They weren't cheap, but I acquired them and had them mounted on the wall of my shop. I simply had to use them. The return on investment has been dramatic, yes. They're cruder by far than the Waldo devices that I used in my professional life, but they still do the job, and they are mine. He gazes lovingly at the industrial arms, still smiling. They have increased my fabrication capabilities nearly tenfold, and that, to me, is worth any price. You said you used to work for a corps. Whose payroll were you on? He sighs. That is something of a sore subject. My departure was involuntary, you see. I did not part ways with my employer under the best of terms. I will tell you that I worked for Grecian Aviacorps, but you'll forgive me if I don't want to go into detail. You said you did other work besides consulting. Care to tell me what kind? He pauses, and for a second something flashes in his eye. Koshei lowers its body into a crouch. A rather personal question, wouldn't you say? Sorry, I didn't mean to pry. No. It's alright, after all. It was a throwaway comment that led you down this path. I cannot fault you for following it. Truth be told, I don't feel especially comfortable discussing my side work with relative strangers. Suffice it to say that my freelance activities often fall on the illicit end of the spectrum. Okay, I'll drop the subject. Maybe we can come back to it later. Perhaps. He glanced at the display on his bracer again. Now, will there be anything else? Just want to press on being a Shadowrunner. It's fine, he'll bring it up later or not. I have to go back upstairs. Very well. Come back anytime. It's pleasant to have someone to talk to. Seriously, I'm blown away. I randomly walk downstairs and like, oh look, it's someone who wants to just spill their entire story like a BioWare character. That hasn't actually happened yet in this game aside from maybe my brother's flashbacks. What's over here? Is he gonna get mad at me for coming back here, or is it just empty? It's probably just empty back. Yeah. There's like roaches and stuff. Yep, nothing around here. Why is this icon in the corner? Does anyone have a point to spend? I don't think they do. I hit confirm all. Weird. Alright. Holy, met a character that's pleasant to talk to enough. Now we want to go to the mission computer so that we can start taking on Shadowrun contracts. Your workstation and mission computer. The cool blue tones of the workstation's main menu fill the screen. A blinking message in the upper right corner notifies you of 6 unread messages. Alright, well we should read... Oh, what if we read the old stuff first? Is there anything in the old messages yet? That'd be weird, right? Nope, there's nothing. Cool. Check your inbox for new messages. 6 unread messages. Oh god. Alright. I was gonna start at the bottom because it, like, real email addresses work that way, but I think the top one might be... Yeah, the top ones are actually the chronologically earliest ones. Welcome to Heoi. From Kindly Chan to the Handyman, welcome to Heoi. The Handyman, on behalf of your friends at Heoi chapter of Commerce and the Swift Wings Mahjong Parlor, I welcome you to the community of Heoi and to our new business adventure. I've already lined up 3 jobs for you. The detail of each are contained on a separate computer message. Remember to check your messages as often as I will update you with new opportunities as they occur on TC. Mission computer from Isabel. Hey, handyman. I set up your mission computer to automatically collect and collate news reports, information and media that might be of interest to you. Some of the keywords I've got here, got it trolling are things like Raymond, Duncan, Walled City, etc. I've also patched in a permanent link up to the Hong Kong shard of the Shadowrun BBS. It's a great place to connect with other runners, sell pay data, get news on the streets, and so on. Don't be shy about taking a look. Isabel. I'm going to go ahead and just not... It's charitable to call them voices in the first place, but I'm going to not try to do any sort of voices for email, because that's not how email works. You don't hear it in accents, really. Or at least not me. Bao Jinjun, that's the Strangler. I've been instructed to inform you that various suppliers present in Heoi, Auntie Cheng has cultivated a commercial district of well-stocked and trustworthy vendors. Whoever you choose to do business with, you will be in good hands. Ermine Cafe at Club 88 is an excellent resource for acquiring additional weapons, should you require any. If you are in any need of magical supplies, go to Parlor of the Five Phases. If you desire training in the path of an adept, speak out Spider Shen. She can help you. I need to find Spider Shen then, and maybe go to Ermine Cafe to see if I can get maybe better fist weapons or something, as well as supply you with any close quarter weapons that you might desire. Oh, it looks like she has the weapons. I should have finished reading before I said that. Chrome Alley can supply you with cybernetic enhancements and medical supplies. The proprietor, 10-Armed Ambrose, is a cyber surgeon of some repute. Law's Techno Palace is a Wampun-run supplier of the local decking community. The place is hard to miss. Just look for a sign glowing in the sky. If you need drones, Reliable Matthews Robot Bazaar is your best bet, and I pity you. Best of luck in the shadows. As fresh meat, you are likely to need it. Strangler Bao. I wonder if Strangler Bao can become a party member at all. She seems to be the right... He seems to be the right-hand man of Kindly Cheng, obviously, but he would fill a certain melee role for people who don't have a melee character in their party. Serial killer? The Handyman from Kindly Cheng. I've got a problem, Handyman, and you're going to help me solve it. I do a lot of business with the Wampons. If you're not familiar with them, I'll forgive you. You are an outsider, after all. The Wampons are a tribe of techno-fetishists and deckers who've taken up residence in the Wampo Garden. Wampoa. It's probably Wampoa. Or at least that's closer to pronouncing the word letters I'm seeing. They've taken up residence in the Wampoa Garden area of Hong Kong. They make and trade high-tech goods to people from all over the world. A lot of Nguyen passes through their pasty little fingers, and I make a lot of money brokering deals between them and the smugglers here in Heoi. I've hit a snag, though. The Wampuan elders, their council of leaders, are being eliminated by a serial killer. They've asked me to dispatch someone to get to the bottom of it and stop the killings. And they're not taking their goods through my turf until I do. You're going to be my proxy, dear. I don't care how you do it, but I need those murders stopped. The Wampoans have delegate here in Heoi by the name of Maximum Law. Speak with him if you wish to know about Wampoa. He's got a big mouth, but he knows very little of importance. Don't expect much from that half-empty bottle of vinegar. You get your ass down to Wampoa Garden and talk to the elders. Lie, cheat, and steal if you have to, so long as they're convinced that there won't be any more murders. I want my cut back, and I want it soon. Alright, let's take the run. Good. I'll tell you the elders are coming. They don't like outsiders. They might shoot at you if you don't warn them that you'll be arriving. Or if you don't... if I don't warn them. Pinning jobs, enter query. Alright, back to route. Maybe I should not... I think I'm going to avoid taking out... I think I'm going to take the jobs one at a time instead. So if I take too many jobs at once, it'll, yeah. That was a bit of a briefing to look into. I think it's best to just stick to the one at a time as opposed to stacking up a whole bunch of them at once. I think during that last mission we already encountered other side quests in the process of completing it, so let's not try to overload too many things to think about at once. Not just for me, but for you guys, of like trying to keep track what the hell I'm doing at some point. The Shadowrun BBS. Shadowrun connection established successfully. Link strength 100%, spoofing 1, group info null, anonymous. Welcome to Shadowland. Alright. So let's look at BBS for relevant keywords. Terrace in Hong Kong Poetry Slam. The Walled City. Oh, I just came from the Walled City. I've got a courier job next week that's supposed to take me to the Walled City. I'm from Kuala Lumpur and I've never been to Hong Kong, but I hear the place is dangerous as hell. Is there anything I should know? Oh, you've got nothing to worry about. It's just a low-cost housing development full of hard-working people. Here, take a look at this news report. Freedom Cowboy. A short trid clips begins playing. Wow, sentences, words. This is Sunny Cheng with Horizon News. On today's sunny side up, the Kowloon Walled City, a blight on the free enterprise zone, or a low-cost housing for the economically disadvantaged. We'll introduce you to some of the hardworking residents, how they live, and how they contribute to the growth and prosperity of our city. A montage sequence begins showcasing the destitute poor of the Walled City going about their daily lives. The shots have been carefully chosen, showing only smiling and protective residents, a stark contrast to your own experience inside it. Many residents of the Hong Kong regard the Walled City as a place of no return. To outsiders, it's a last stop on a road to homelessness. Rumors abound for feral ghouls, unsafe living conditions, and tried extortion. Yet, when we were there, the reality was far different. What we saw will shock you. Citizens of Hong Kong, working and living just like the rest of us. Their apartments are smaller, and their shops more modest, but the people who live there won't be out of place anywhere in the Fez. Citizens like shoemaker Chow Seng Sui. The scene cuts to an elderly man in a closet-sized stall filled with shoemaking equipment. He smiles broadly at the camera. Oh, I just love it here. We have a community, you know? We're like family. Maybe you don't have a nice view as the rest of Repulse Bay, but I can't imagine living anywhere else. It's not paradise, no, but it's my home. I grew up here, how can I possibly leave? The camera shifts back to Sunny Cheng, who now, Sunny Chung? Who now sits in front of the entrances to the Walled City. Contrary to popular opinion, the Walled City serves as a vital function. The poor and downtrodden find a home in the Walled City, a community where they have a voice, can work, and even prosper. Far from being the eyesore that the video suddenly stutters, freezes, and ends. Okay, I've decided to cut the rest of that crap. She keeps going on about what a good place the Walled City is and how we all need it. Don't buy any of it. It may not be hell, but you can see it from there. Freedom Cowboys just trying to get you in trouble. Isabel. So how do you know the real story, Hantu Raya? Because we went there, dummy. Because I grew up there. You know what it's really like? It's eating old broth made from rat bones because there's nothing else. It's watching your neighbors sell their 5-year-old son to organ leggers so they don't have to starve to death. When you die in the Walled City, your neighbors cheer because they'll get the clothes off your back. I wouldn't wish the Walled City on my worst enemy. No more posts in the thread. Well, so things are going swell over there is what's going on. Okay, let's see. We gotta read about the terrorists in Hong Kong thing because it's literally about us. I'll try to space these things out a bit as we on our various visits. Been hearing some buzz about the mainlander terrorists that showed up in Victoria Harbor and had a shootout with the HKPF the other day. Anyone hear anything about that? From Dong Zheng. Ming Pao said there were 4 of them that got away. 1 troll, 2 orcs, and a dwarf. A troll, an elf, and a human were all killed on the scene. Word is that they're members of the White Star out of Henan, coming here to start trouble against the Executive Council. Wharfrat. Looks like there's a 50,000 Nuyen reward on any information that leads to their capture. The HKPF seems pretty nervous about letting these bastards walk freely around the streets. Heaven shot. You think they'd actually pay out for someone like us? Not a chance. You walk in there to claim the reward, you're getting thrown in a hole with them. The HKPF doesn't keep promises to the sinless. Freedom Cowboy. Wouldn't hurt to try. What do you have to be such a downer? I mean, it would hurt to try because they'd throw you in the hole with the... Did you not listen to the sentence that the guy just said to you? Okay. Because I know the police. They're all dirty. They're only in it to protect their paychecks, and they don't give a damn about anyone else. Believe me, I'm just looking out for your best interests. Like you and your triad looked out for my brother. You don't know. You know he's still paying for his reconstructive surgery, you bastard. If a man wants to keep his teeth, he should pay what he owes rather than pull a gun on me. Simple as that. So everyone's really friendly with each other. Apparently Freedom Cowboy is actively a problem for a lot of these people. Post pay data for sale. Let's look into this one. Attach data to a Squirrel account. Data will be automatically sold to the highest bidder. Both parties will remain anonymous throughout the transaction. So if I get data, I can sell it. Alright. We'll look into other... I'll come back for the other quests when I finish the current one, and I'll also read into more of the background, like basically almost like codex entries in the form of conversations. Very, very Talos principle, by the way. Specifically Road to Gehenna. Is that Spider Shen down there? That's Gin. Oh, it looks like there's way more people around here. Oh wait, I never saw this whole... I didn't even see this bottom area here last time we were here. Gin. Who's this one? Reliable Matthew. Are you able? I thought you should. Now, holding down Control and Alt separately. Neither of them are making names pop up for some reason right now. Oh well. So Reliable Matthew, what do you have? So what I'm gonna do is if the codex entries start piling up, I'll just pick up the pace at which I read them instead of doling them out over time. We'll see how it goes. Smooth jazz drifts from cheap speakers on the barge. A wide array of worn-down drones litter the battered deck. Most are utility and domestic types, but a few, cordoned off from the others, are low-end security models. The salesman smiles. Oh god, that face. He wants all my money, and he wants my soul. The salesman smiles indulgently at you, a tall, lanky human of clear Cantonese ancestry. He's wearing a cheap suit and limply clutching a smelly cigarillo. He adjusts his tie with exaggerated nonchalance, languid, ostentatious, like an American casino promoter. Hey there, beautiful. Welcome to our little floating heaven. You've got a discerning look about you. What brings you to Reliable Matthew's Robot Bazaar? He taps Ash over the bulky cleaning drone beside him. Not waiting for an answer, he continues. Perhaps you're looking for a hexacopter as a guide to Hong Kong, or a little handheld, tarantula, wow, creepy. Like a tarantula? That's really, okay. Like a little handheld tarantular beauty to brew your tree. Tree? Tea. Damn it. Are you calling me beautiful? You know it, beautiful. Hope it don't offend. I just can't help it. Tell to me, everyone's beautiful, baby. Right back at you, beautiful. Oh, a man after my own heart. You're Reliable Matthew. That's right, Reliable Matthew Shun at your service. He extends his hand to shake. The odors of peach-scented moisturizer and stale tobacco smoke wash over you. That sounds like a terrible combo. How about it? I'll shake hands. I'm trying not to get people to be mad at me around here. Alright, let's get down to business. No, of course, though, may I just say, welcome to our little patch of peace on the river. I think you'll really love it, Heoi. It's just a fantastic place. Well, now that we're acquainted, maybe I can brighten up your day a bit. What's on your robot list, friend? I'm interested in your combat models. Reliable Matthew looks over his shoulder at the security drone, some heavily cannibalized in the corner of the yard. He turns back to you with a nervous smile. Funny you should ask. I've just gotten a Doberman that I'm selling for an incredible bargain price. Shall we take a look? Let's see, security drones, bargains. Incredible bargains, huh? They fall off the back of a truck. Are you implying that they're stolen? If so, you're mistaken. He smiles indulgently, as you've just said something in an alien language. Oh, as if you've just said something in an alien language. This merchandise is purchased only by trusted suppliers who certify the authenticity and workability of their goods. I don't furnish manufacturer certificates, but all the providers are really top-shelf guys. Really beautiful people, otherwise I wouldn't carry drones. They're drones. I'm losing my mind right now trying to read, apparently. Alright. Can I... Oh, I can... Oh. I apparently can sell drones to him if that dialogue is suggesting anything. Can I be a supplier if I have a spare drone? Oh shit, I accidentally clicked on the... I can't believe I clicked the wrong spot. Alright, well I just got back down to the business. I'm sure that was just tutorials about how to do a store and sell things to him. It's fine. He's a vendor. Fantastic. I like to make sure all customers are thoroughly informed and feel completely comfortable with their purchases. Let's look at the drones. I don't know if I'll actually buy a drone, but I just want to see what kind of stuff he sells in general. Ooh, outfits. What? Cargo carrier. Oops. I can't, like, inspect it or anything. Basic nylon street clothes offer a bit of protection, as well as many projects to store tools and data disks. Is there a compare option? Bunch of drone repair kits. Alright, so drone Mark II requires drone control of various forms. I don't think I can even use these, honestly. But he has a 3 armor. He sells 3 armor. I may want to get that. But before I do that, I should find Spider Shen. Like the old songs say, a droney day is a happy day. Goodbye, Matthew. I should find Spider Shen before I buy equipment from him, because there might be very specific Spider Shen equipment that's way better for me. Let's see. She's probably in a place I haven't explored yet. Have I gone... So I don't think I've really gone south here yet. Nope, dead end. I think I might have seen Spider Shen way up here past the boat. Alright, so holding down Alt does make things pop up. I guess it doesn't make character names pop up. Is this Spider Shen? That sure is. I met you before. We're gonna be friendlier now? Despite the wind and rain pelting Heoi, the proprietor in this stall, a monk judging by their outfit, is unconcerned. The monk's expression is indifferent, though hardly placid or serene. Muscles show as tightly wound metal bands beneath the skin, ready to snap in any direction without warning. What's more, the monk's robes are anything but ordinary. Certainly, silk makes up the base of the outfit, but it's paired with high-impact ballistic armor, heavy-duty boots, and a bandolier of throwing knives. The table in front of you is arrayed with a wide variety of melee weapons, charms, jade pendants, and other mystical accoutrements. Beneath an awning in the rear are rows upon rows of cages, each housing some variety of exotic reptile or insect. These in turn are flanked by jars and boxes of Chinese herbs, incense, powders, and inks. The monk spares you only the shortest of glances as you approach. I am Monk Shen. Most people in Heoi call me Spider Shen on account of the spiders back there. You're not local. Not by a long shot. It's definitely a statement, not a question. Yeah? What about it? Shen shrugs and swings an open palm across the table in front of you. So, you probably have more reason to buy something than my neighbors, and I'm here to sell, so that's good. Swords, knives, clubs, I sell it all. I will make most of these. I make most of these, but I can't. But if I can't, I've got friends who can. If you need incense or salves for meditation, I make and sell those too, and if your joints ache, I can give you acupuncture. Shen places both palms on the table, leaning over it towards you with a wicked grin. Oh, that's not an expression I expected. So, what can I show you? Snakes and spiders? Let's ask about that. You sell snakes and spiders too? Shen shakes a finger at you, eyes narrowed. No, they're mine. I can sell you the things I craft with my hands, or the things I can do. But the medicines and poisons I make are my secret. You want those? You apprentice to me. In 5 years, maybe I show you how to make a poultice, eh? They're that secret. Of course they're secret. These are what set me apart from the rest of the street dealers in Heoi. You want cram or bliss? Any 2-bit triad punk can make that for you, but I can realign your ki, set your yin and yang in balance, or set somebody else's out of balance with a few drops. To master my skills, I need to learn for years. It's not just following a formula. You want to learn, you need patience. You try to learn without patience, all you do is ape the masters. Shen snaps 2 fingers and points at the cages. You have to understand them to truly learn my art, otherwise, you will never become a master. Might as well get a skill soft. You're a monk and a weapons dealer. Shen slowly raises an eyebrow, arms folded. Yeah. Where else would ancient masters have gotten their legendary swords and spears? Down at the mall? I was at Wudang Mountain for 15 years before coming back to Hong Kong. I've been practicing Xing Yi Quan for my entire life. That's how I learned the herbs, as well as the forms. It just so happens I'm good at a forge too. That's why what you buy here is better than most other people's. What's Xing Yi Quan? Shen strikes a sudden pose, body low, one fist against a hip while the other is extended in an open palm. The 5-element fist style. Water grows wood, which burns to become fire. Fire creates ashen earth, which condenses into metal, etc. The form cycles the 5 elements, and opposing elements block each other. Warriors of virtue, anyone? A water fist will break a wooden defense, but a water block will extinguish fire. Should one use a water interception on a metal fist, however, water will be smashed apart. Direct, simple, powerful. Not so elegant as Baji Quan or Tai Chi, but much more powerful. Shen pulls a tarp away from the nearby lump. The object beneath the tarp is revealed as the door to an Ares City Master armored personnel carrier. It's been carved inward by a massive amount of force, and in the dead center of the door is an indentation into which Shen's fist would fit perfectly. Power comes from focus, and focus comes from practice and meditation. Xing Yi Quan produces more power than other forms of kung fu, and applies it in a highly focused way. Why are your weapons special? Because I take greater care with them, and I've studied the ancient texts. Anyone can make an excellent carbide steel blade, but I can make that carbide blade burst into flames. I can make it sing with joy in combat. Anyone can make steel. Not anyone can awake its soul. Can I see what blades you've awoken? Shen waves a hand at you dismissively. No, of course not. Swords like that have to be custom ordered. Only when someone cancels an order do I have one just lying around, and believe me, they get snatched up quick. So why become a weapons dealer out here? I was a runaway, a street orphan of Aberdeen. One day, an old man who called himself Woe offered. I was just thrown off by having just said who. I'm like, who called himself who? Who called himself who? Who called himself who? Who called himself who? One man who called himself Woe offered to take me in and let me make something for myself as long as I worked hard. Nothing in this life is free, friend, not even Grandfather Woe's help. So I work for him now. Sounds like he was part of a triad. Shen's eyes roll at this. Obviously. You think I'm in Kindly's little haven for no reason. She and Grandfather Woe are on good terms, and I don't get in her way. I pay a cut to her, everyone's happy, even Woe, because I solve problems for him. Shen raises a balled fist, which suddenly bursts into blue flame, and after a moment it gutters and goes out. Please teach me how to do that, unless that's the spell I already have. Remember that if anyone ever gives you something for free in Heoi, you pay it back with money or blood, but you pay it back regardless. I get the picture. Let's talk about something else. Okay. What do you want to know? Let me look at your wares. Oh, katanas, machetes, and a street monk outfit. That sounds neat. Also gives 3 armor. These tattered robes give a freedom of movement and minor protection from harm. Ooh, those are spells. Key casting 3, key casting 3. Already have killing hands. Magic presence is key casting 2. Do I not have key casting 2? I thought I did already. Here, let's look at our stuff real quick. Alright. So, let's look at my current equipment. I have armor of 1, because I'm wearing secure adept clothing, so it's 1 armor. I definitely want to upgrade that. I have spiked fist for 1 damage, 1 reach. I have killing hands. What is my key casting at? For some reason I thought it was higher than that. Willpower? Oh, no, it's still at 1. That's why. Okay. So, okay. So I can equip these stats when I increase my key casting, but I have to actually buy them first or I won't be able to do anything with them. I was wondering why there's like no explanation of what the skills are. That makes more sense. So I can buy them from this guy, and when I look at that skill there, it should actually tell me what it does. Also, let's get that monk equipment. I should probably become more capable of not dying. Key casting 3. Mana fist. A powerful magical punch that pierces up to 4 armor. Shares a cooldown with other mana fist spells. So it's an armor penetrating attack. 1 AP. 1 turn cooldown. Interesting. So it's an armor piercing attack, and it has the same AP cost as a normal attack. So that's actually like it's like all those skills that my orc friend has, where you can just sort of work it into your rotation, basically. Nerve Strike is key casting 3. An attack that does low damage but slows the target and reduces their aim. I guess if you slow them, they can't run away from you, so that could be handy. Magic Resistance, key casting 2. So those are both 3. 2 is passive. Adept gains a medium cover bonus to magic spells. It's probably not a bad thing to have. Let's see. Should I just be stocking up on these things? It'll cost me that much. It makes sense to start decking out my character, so I should blow some money on this stuff. Obviously I can't use those things yet, but if I buy them, I'll be able to equip them as soon as I get a few points into key casting, which isn't too big of an ask because they don't cost very many points to upgrade at this scale. And here's all these these basic weapons. I still think I want to go with being an unarmed combatant. I like that idea. Confirm. Alright, so I'll be equipping those spells when I'm allowed to. But not yet. But more than anything, let's get that new outfit on. There we go. Look at us being all more powerful and stuff. Confirm. That's all for now. So do I look different now? I hope. Hopefully the game makes you look different over time. Oh, there we go. I look way better now. I have holes in my shirt, which is a little weird, but still. And I have no shoes on. That's interesting. But yeah, the last costume looked kind of dumb. I was in like silly body armor. Now I actually look like I fit my class or something. All right. I'm happy right now. Let's do a quick visit to the guy that's supposed to sell weapons, just to see if he sells better fist weapons, which may or may not exist. I genuinely don't know. Whenever I play a monk type character in an RPG, you tend to just stick with the same basic brass knuckle type thing for a long time, maybe forever, and you just keep upgrading your body instead, which I'm fine with. Hey, Kafai. Like most troll bouncers, this man is knotted with muscles, but absent are the myriad scars that come with age or indiscretion. The only blemishes on his bony skin. His only blemishes are the bony skin growths common to his kind. To me, to us, hello, and a single deep scar across his neck and collarbone. You watch yourself in there, or else we check your aerodynamics. He's talking about throwing me, which might be a little hard because we're like the same size and almost the same character model. Aerodynamics, really? Anyone who causes trouble, I see how far I can throw them. No fighting, no killing, no sex trade. Seriously, I want to see how far you can throw me. He lifts an arm, flexing. The muscles jump out like a mass of serpents and steel cabling. They like to talk about muscles in weird metal terms. I guess he might actually have steel cables for arms, though, because look at him. His cat has a red eye, too. They both have cyborg eyes. Why can't his cat be on his character model? That'd be adorable. His muscles jump out like a mass of serpents and steel cabling. His arm is easily as thick as most humans' waists. I don't mess around. Okay. I'm just watching the door. Oh, I go in Club 88 for arms dealing. That music though. Alright. What are these guys over here? Oh, that's why I got confused. It's a whole family of Kai-Fis, or Ka-Fis, K-Fis. So I saw that one guy, I thought that I blanked and thought that was who they were talking about, but it's probably one of these guys, specifically the guy that's not standing behind the bar. Let's talk about the owner though. Them glasses. There is only one way to describe the troll haunting the back of Club 88. Weathered. It is as if the man had been carved from granite and then battered by the crash of waves and salty winds over the course of decades. Welcome to Club 88. No killing, no fighting, no sex trade. That's a really concerning motto your company seems to have, because it's been repeated now. I can respect that. I'm the handyman. I'm Henry Ka-Fi. I suppose I own this place. If you're looking for guns, speak to my wife. Where's your wife? I only see that one dude over there. If you're looking for pharmas, speak to my son Callum. I guess that's him. And if you're looking for trouble, you'll be seeing my son Frederick briefly. It's catchy. And what should I speak to you about? Nothing. I just steer the ship. What ship? There's always a ship. I'll leave you be. Are you the wife? Down here? No? Wifey. I can't highlight anyone, or maybe the back room. Let's talk to Callum because he's right here. Better groomed than most of his kind, the young troll nonetheless ruins the effort of his own blatant drunkenness. With his own blatant drunkenness, his eyes are red and his expression foggy, and he otherwise appears to be high functioning. Have a drink, friend. Have two. Then maybe something else to chase it, eh? You alright? Couldn't be better. I'm a prince of Club 88, chosen, you might say. You're part of the family that owns this place. You're a shrewd one, friend. I am the heir apparent, and my birthright? To peddle chems steady sniffer that passes through our gates. What'd you say? Need something to pick you up or something to bring you down? Let's see what you have. So he has cram. Ooh. So it gives you a bonus AP and movement for one round. So these are the little boosts that could really come in handy. I think I'm gonna go drug. Wow, Toko. An illegal street drug made by the leaked kamikaze formula. 1 body, 1 strength, and 1 willpower for 5 rounds, and every time this user's attack, their strength increases. Alright. That stuff could be definitely useful for instance at some point. My first impression is to kind of hang off on spending too much money and focus on upgrades. Oh, I just noticed I have a straight up like monk necklace on myself, don't I? The beads. I think I was so focused on I was so focused on the trench coat. Look, I didn't even notice that I have the bead necklace. If you haven't noticed, we're probably not leaving town this episode. I'll probably leave town next episode to do the next contract or something. But I probably won't. Otherwise, I'd spend like 3 episodes just talking to everyone in town. If we can space those out a little bit. Alright, Harebrained Schemes. The older troll woman has a striking Amazonian quality. When she was younger, she must have really turned heads. Can I help you? You in charge here? And don't you forget it. This is my family's place. Me, my husband, and our 2 boys. Now, do you have business with me? I have no time for window shoppers. What have you got for sale? Firearms are all over the world, from Ares to Wather and everywhere in between. You in the market? Let's take a look. So it's just firearms then? It's a lot of guns. Any shotguns? Is that a thing in this game? Shotgun. Low-end all-purpose shotgun with a attached smart link system. I don't even wow. I can't even use them because I don't have ranged combat. Or I guess you can use the street sweeper. 14 damage. AoE of 6. Capacity of 2. Range S. It's somewhat tempting to just grab a shotgun to see if it comes in handy. But at that range it might not even matter. What's its range? The range is S. Oh, short. Okay. Short, long. I was like, S. Why would I have a perfect range if it's a shotgun? Damn you Japanese games, you're messing with me. So yeah, you definitely get access to a 3 armor version of equipment for every character. Probably wouldn't hurt to grab some frag grenades, since it's what I'm able to take care of here. Flash grenades, 1 AP damage to all hit by the blast. Makes targets easier to hit. That could also be handy, stop people from running around. Let's grab some flashbangs, I think. I'm sure I won't regret that at all. Alright. Come back anytime. Anything else you need? Typo! What can you tell me about Heoi? There's only one thing you need to know. The corporations do not rule Heoi. We're under Kindly Chang's umbrella, and her Yellow Lotus soldiers protect the docks and maintain the peace. But we're not Triad members, and they don't own us. Heoi is a crossroads where goods change hands and deals are made. Kindly makes the market, but we, the families, make it happen. Amaranth speaks with the pride of a woman who bows politely to great powers, but never prostrates herself before them. Families rebuilt this place when it was left to rot. Strong families like mine, and we protect our own. Outsiders and cores know that tangling with Heoi is more trouble than we are worth. The Triads know it's better to work with us than against us, and now you know these things as well. You would do well to remember them. Now you're looking to buy? I just did that, silly. I'll leave you be. Very well, anything else? Nope. Alright, so I think that's going to wrap up this episode, guys. I think next episode I'll get into the next contract and see if we can get some action going, because they've definitely been talking dialogue-heavy episodes for the last, like, 3 or so, including this one. I'd record for I was about to say I'd record for a little longer, but I gotta go, but actually, this is about an episode's length anyway. I'm having fun, guys. I hope you guys are too. This is a cool little RPG experience, and I like the way that it's structured. I like the general feel of it. So far, I think it has better pacing than Pillars did, but I'll get back to that at some point. Thanks for watching, guys, like always. I'll see you next time. I'm a little busy today, but in a few hours I'll hopefully get to record another episode, and you guys will get 2 again today. Trying to keep that rolling for at least a few days. Thanks for watching.